Oh my goodness gracious, guess what? We're here, just for you. All the Marvel fans have at least dreamt of this character once in their lifetime. The easiest way to guess the character is by saying that he's one of the most loved characters who sacrificed himself to destroy the army of Thanos. Yeah, you got it. It's Iron Man again in our EvoChronicles channel, but this time not for his powers, but for his suit that makes him powerful. Welcome back to EvoChronicles, where we showcase the evolution of movies, video games, and characters. And in this video, we're going to see the evolution of Iron Man suits. Do you know how your favorite loved character was created? Okay, so let me tell you. Iron Man was a result of constant effort to induce a superhero who gets portrayed as a villain, but still people fall in love with him. I mean, just look at Iron Man's life journey. From the very beginning till the end, the goal was clearly achieved. I think we're missing the track. It's not about the Iron Man show, it's all about his famous suit. Tony just built more Iron Man suits than he could wear. Imagine what kind of genius he was. Mark I Iron Man. The Mark I Iron Man armor was Tony Stark's first Iron Man suit, built to help him escape from forced captivity by the Ten Rings. The suit was crafted from the limited resources around him, including salvaged pieces of scrap metal and machine parts. How cool is that? A superhero suit made from scrap metal to fight against powerful and deadly villains. They arm it with 2 flamethrowers under each hand, a limited rocket launcher, and very crude jet boots. Given the source of its materials, the whole armor is bulletproof, although its rush design leaves multiple vulnerable spots at risk, such as joints and eye holes. This is all about his first creation, but do you remember how it just came all aligned to make him look? Well, let me just show you. Mark II Iron Man. The Mark II was the second Iron Man armor designed and created by Tony Stark, and is the successor to the original Mark I armor.
Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Gauge heads-up display?
Check.
It was constructed as a prototype with an emphasis on exploring flight potential. Sleek and aerodynamic, the Mark II is the first suit to integrate Jarvis, Paul Bettany.
Sir, there are still terabytes of calculations needed before an actual flight is achieved.
Jarvis, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
And a fully functioning HUD, apart from the hundreds of carefully arranged moving parts that grant Tony maneuverability while flying. The inability to reach high altitudes without freezing was the only weakness it had. Mark III Iron Man. The successor of Mark II came up with an armor that symbolizes the consolidation of Iron Man as a full-fledged superhero. The most evident change he implements in this model is the iconic red and gold scheme, inspired by one of his many luxury cars. This is also the first armor fully designed to hold up in battle, incorporating a whole arsenal of anti-tank missiles, flares, and shoulder-mounted miniguns. Besides the intensified repulsors and a stronger unibeam that comes from Stark's arc reactor. It was heavily damaged at the end of the first Iron Man by the Ironmonger. Mark IV Iron Man II. By this point, his ego has returned, and he wears the armor as a symbol of luxury. Whoa, superheroes having an ego, is that something new for the planet? The armor differs only slightly from its predecessor, with only cosmetic changes to the armor plating, and a few changes in the capabilities of the armor itself. It seems like Tony was lethargic towards his new, unthoughtful inventions. Mark V Iron Man II. The Mark V is an unlockable armor in the game. It's the first armor to feature a new portable system that can fold itself into a briefcase and be deployed for use in civilian areas. Dubbed Iron Man's suitcase suit, the Mark IV armor prioritizes accessibility over strength, flight, and endurance. Although it saves Tony from Whiplash's rage, it gets heavily damaged with just a few blows. Mark VI Iron Man II and the Avengers. The Mark VI's armor design is based on Mark IV, except for the new triangular-shaped unibeam on its chest piece and armor coloring. Its overall color design uses red, gold, and silver plates. It's the first armor to feature a triangular-shaped unibeam on its chest piece. The new features include a powerful laser, arm-mounted mini-missiles, and considerable resistance to electricity, as evidenced by its durability against whiplash and Thor, and the ability to perform perfectly underwater. Mark 7, the Avengers. I'm sure you've been waiting for this. Stark suit up after Loki, Tom Hiddleston, threw him off Stark Tower during the Avengers, helped the Mark 7 armor get engraved in the minds of the fans. The armor has a unique feature that involves forming itself into a large pod, and when open, had mechanical arms that could extend and reach onto Tony's arms, grabbing them and quickly wrapping itself around him. This suit uses advanced technologies based on the Mark V suitcase armor, which makes it far easier to put on. When not in use, the Mark 7 can be folded into a pod. When activated by Jarvis, it takes flight and flexibly opens itself to allow Tony to enter the suit and automatically wraps itself around him anywhere at any time without the aid of any external mechanics. Mark 42, Iron Man 3. The Mark 42 armor is Tony Stark's 42nd Iron Man suit, and was built to serve as his main Iron Man armor following the Battle of New York and the construction of the Iron Legion. It sports a lighter shade of gold, and while still equipped with all the regular weaponry, relies on its high-powered repulsor technology to fight. It wasn't that famous among fans, but still has some dust-clearing abilities that made fans' brains actively participate. The Iron Legion armors, Iron Man 3. The Iron Legion was a group of Iron Man armors and droids created primarily to guard and protect civilians when the Avengers are fighting perilous battles in populated areas. With 4 updated armors in the same time frame, that gave Tony an emergence with more powers. But these creations were led after the previous armors got damaged one after the other. They are the Mark 33 Silver Centurion. The Silver Centurion has 1 hidden blade in each arm and an enhanced energy system. The Mark 16 Nightclub, designed with an electronic cloaking system and color camouflaging technology that resembles that of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s. Mark 40 Shotgun is one of the fastest Iron Man armors Tony Stark ever created, and the Mark 40 Shotgun's design stands out for its rugged helmet and the sharp angles in its plates. Mark 43, Avengers Age of Ultron. The Mark 43 is the 43rd Iron Man armor created by Tony Stark and is the most perfected version of the Mark 42. The armor was created sometime before Age of Ultron and has been used by Tony in various battles and missions. This Iron Man armor is designed to fit inside Stark's Hulkbuster, and, contrary to the previous model, it can break into pieces but doesn't shatter under heavy hits. It also adds an infrared scanning system and the ability to switch into Sentry mode. Mark 44, Avengers Age of Ultron. The Mark 44, also known as Hulkbuster, is an extra heavy-duty modular armor created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner as a security safeguard in the event of an uncontrollable Hulk rampage. The armor works by attaching itself to the base armor of the Mark 43. Powered by multiple arc reactors, the armor is deployed by a satellite named Veronica.
I'm calling it Veronica.
And assembled onto Tony's regular armor. All of its weapons are custom designed to subdue the Hulk, with sedatives, jackhammer hands, and replaceable parts to help him. It can be said that this was the most anticipated armor that arrived and flourished till its threshold. The Mark 45, Avengers Age of Ultron. This model carries over all the features from Mark 43 and reinforces the whole armor with chromed gold titanium, making it considerably tougher and shinier. It is the first armor to feature the new female artificial intelligence, or AI, Friday, which was integrated into the armor just before the Battle of Sokovia. The armor greatly amplifies the user's base strength and combat skills to extremely massive levels. As with all new generation Iron Man armors, the Mark 45 is capable of enhanced flight via its repulsors and flight stabilizers, making it one of the most stable and fastest armors to date. The armor can fly past the Earth's atmosphere because the armor uses energy more efficiently than its predecessors. To describe it in one word, it will be called as incredible. Mark 46, Captain America Civil War. Even if you know nothing about this suit, surely one thing you know is how the armor got destroyed, and by whom. The suit Tony Stark used to fight Captain America and Bucky Barnes is the first one to be inspired by the Bleeding Edge armor from the comics, before the nanotech armor he uses in Avengers Infinity War. The Mark 46 has a different and unique design from its predecessors. It has a trapezoid-shaped indent design stationed around the circular chest RT. Like the Mark 45, its armor colors have more red than gold. It has 28 micro RTs placed around the body, which work as plasma channels for increased rate of fire for the repulsors. The Mark 46 features a new micro-storage technology that allows the suit to be stored and deployed inside confined spaces like helicopters, cars, etc. As with all new generation Iron Man armors, the Mark 46 is capable of enhanced flight via its repulsors and flight stabilizers, making it one of the most stable and fastest armors to date. Mark 47, Spider-Man Homecoming. The Mark 47 armor that appears in Spider-Man Homecoming is directly inspired by the Ultimate Marvel comics, with its middle portion sporting a silver color. The armor amplifies its pilot strength to superhuman levels. It allowed Stark to push half of a ferry. Like previous versions of the armor, this one allows for flight via jets in the back, boots, and palm repulsors. Mark 50, Avengers Infinity War. Tony Stark's 50th armor marked the penultimate step toward perfecting his greatest creation. Since it's based on nanotechnology, its features are endless and only dependent on Tony's creativity.
Where'd that come from?
It's nanotech. You like it?
Its ability to rebuild, reshape, and redesign itself mid-combat effectively makes it not only its own weapon and armory, but also its own factory. It can store many chemicals and substances necessary to provide many different weapons and tools, including missiles and other explosives and first aid supplies. The Mark 50 was used by Stark during the Infinity War, most notably to fight Thanos on Titan. Mark 85, Avengers Endgame. Tony Stark spent the 5 years after Thanos' snap polishing his ultimate suit, which resulted in the Mark 85. It was used by Stark during the time heist in the Battle of Earth. The Iron Man armor Mark 85 was the most advanced and powerful armor Tony Stark has ever created. It is a direct evolution of the Mark 50, and as such, it functions with the same nanite technology, granting great versatility and efficiency. Mark 85 is the most durable and resilient armor ever created by Tony Stark. It was able to withstand Thanos' attacks far better than the Mark 50 armor did, remaining functional to the end. The earlier suits were slower to put on, but there was a joy to watch everything connect together. By the way, which is your favorite Iron Man suit? Do let us know about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe to EvoChronicles and hit that notification bell so that you can always be notified by our regular updates. We'll be back soon to enlighten you with another character. Till then, stay connected.